Howdy y'all, welcome to Old Ranch Garage. On today's episode, got the 97 Sportster here, and I'm going to be spiffying her up a little bit with an array of easy to get chemicals here and some doodads and whatnot. We'll get the bike back to looking real shiny, real good, like she's almost new, even though she's 97. So just a few products here you don't need. We didn't need those ones anyways. So with these products, we'll get her nice and shined up, ready for the road for the summer. Now, one of the first things I'm going to show y'all is a product called Neverdol, Pt.1 Neverdol. And what I'm going to use this for in particular right now is cleaning up the spokes and some other parts of the wheel. Neverdol is a petroleum-based metal polish, and it does a really good job at not damaging anything on the bike that's not painted. So just bare metal parts. It can clean up some rust, dirt, grime, corrosion, anything that might be on them. So first thing I'm going to start with is the spokes. Nobody cleans their spokes, alright? Just clean them. I know it sucks, but they're cool. I love me a spoked wheel. Probably one of my favorite parts of Harleys is spoked wheels. I don't know if I'll ever own a Harley that doesn't have them. I really like spokes, but I like to keep my spokes shiny. So I use my Pt.1 Neverdol here, and I just get a small piece. And I use a small piece because you drop it, you get it, you lose it, it dries out from taking too long working with it. So small piece, that's a little bigger than I normally use, honestly. And I'm going to start polishing up the spokes. Now I've already done these spokes once, but there are some spots I want to touch up that I've missed. So they're not quite as grimy as they looked before. Before they were a gray, dirty color. Now they're starting to have some shine, looking like chrome again. I'm not sure if the spokes are chrome or nickel plated, but they do shine up. So I'll take the Neverdol, and all I'm going to do is I will wrap it around a spoke and just start massaging it in there. And the thing is, the spokes overlap, so it becomes a pain in the butt. But on the overlap parts, I'm just going to get in there. Try to hit every nook and cranny as much as I can. The stuff flexes in really good. It doesn't really get stuck anywhere. You can pull it right out. It's kind of like a cotton wadding. So it's very similar to something you might clean a gun barrel with, as far as the texture of the material. So I'm just going to massage it in all the way down to the hub. And it gets tight in there, but you do your best. And the petroleum-based part of the chemical does really well. It's probably not something you should smell, but definitely the nose says petroleum-based. I haven't actually read that. But, so get in here, and like I said, just massage on the spokes. So the thing is, it's going to leave some residue, especially if you let it dry. So after I hit a couple of them spokes, I normally do 4 spokes at a time or so. I'll go in here and just wipe them. Just wipe all that residue off. Thing is, if you leave the residue on, it just dries to a white powder. It doesn't hurt anything if you leave it on too long. And honestly, you're not going to get it all off with a rag anyways. So at the end of this, you take it out, you wash it, you get it all off. It's good. Use you a foam or a soap mitt or a soap cannon or anything you want. Wash her off. So keep it in here. Keep on moving on with her. So I've hit a handful of the spokes now. No sense in going around the whole wheel and filming that. You get the point, right? I'd hope so at this point. But another thing I want to make note of, when mine were dirty, if I took my fingernail and rubbed it on them, I felt a lot of resistance. It almost felt like running your nail across some like really light grit sandpaper, like a 3000 grit sandpaper maybe, or maybe even like 1500, 2000. But that's kind of what it felt like. So now they're clean. I just did it on a couple of these. Like I said, did them all before. I'll take my nail and it's smooth, almost like running my nail across the paint. So that's how you're going to get a good judgment. They're not going to be chrome like your wheel, so they won't shine like that. But you'll get them to a point where they're much better. And honestly, when you first do it, you can't tell how clean they are until you wash the bike, get it out into the daylight. and then you'll really be able to tell. So don't worry if they're not cleaning up. Get that bike washed, and she'll shine next time you get her out in the sun. Promise you that. Now, while you're in here with your Neverdoll, don't be afraid to get creative with her now. Don't be hitting paint, alright? But everything else, bare metal, pretty good with, alright? So, in here I got some dirt, some grime, some of the clear coat corrosion on the aluminum fork lowers here. So, get in here with our Neverdoll. She does a real good job. Now, with these fork lowers, mine, a little too far gone in my personal opinion. I can get them pretty cleaned up, but if you can see these gray spots, those aren't going to go away. So there's a clear coat on here, and underneath that clear coat, some water gets in eventually through some microscopic holes, causes some damage. So later I'll get to that, but I'm going to strip these down, and I'm going to polish them out. We're going to have shiny fork lowers almost like chrome. I'll show you how to do that. Only issue with that is it's more maintenance once you strip that clear coat off, but we'll get to that. Now, some other places you can get into with your Neverdoll that I like to clean up a little bit. I get a little crazy with my cleaning when I get to it. Ignore the dirty shit here, alright? I don't clean that. I clean my bikes because they're cool. So, I'll get in here, and on the rotor here, the rotor's got a machined metal face. Now, not where the brakes hit. There's a clear difference where that is. We're going to take the Neverdoll, we're going to get in here, and inside these holes. Really clean her up. It gets that brake dust right off. And it brings her around. Now, at the end of this, even though I try not to hit that braking surface, which I literally just did, I'm going to take my brake cleaner on a rag and I'm going to come through and I will hit that rotor right where the brakes are. Because I do not want slippery brakes. You know, when I'm hot rodding around the country roads, I need them to lock me right up when old Betty's dog runs out or something. You never know. Never know. So, just get on in here. Get her till you're happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, well, you might need to shell out the big bucks and get new parts. I ain't about that. Another place you can get into while you're in here, you know, you already kneeled down. You might as well hit them all. The hardest part's getting up and getting down from here. So, turn her back around a little bit. See if I can get up. She won't stay there. Alright. Well, if you got small enough hands, flexible enough hands, or hire your kid. They got small hands. Get on in here. Try to get that inner barrel where the spokes connect. Nobody cleans that. Bring her around. It sucks. You drop your Neverdoll on the ground, don't use it, throw it out. It's cheap enough. That's why I use small pieces. And just keep on getting her. One finger at a time. That's all I can reach it with. It's basically my middle finger. Sometimes you can get them both in there. It's not fun. That's why you open yourself up, your favorite beverage, you turn on some Tyler Childers, and you get to work, alright? So another place on these wheels that's a real common issue. This groove right here you can see there's a little bit of rust. It's because water sits here. When you park the bike, it just floats right there. Well, we'll take our Neverdol again, and I told you, it'll remove a little bit of rust. And you don't gotta worry about it damaging your chrome, because it is made for chrome. Now, if your chrome's not clean, it will give some micro scratches in it. So you gotta watch out for that. But as far as this goes, just gonna keep going. You can hear it. Rough. She'll get smoother. See? Smooth it out. Alright. Take our rag. Again, a cleaner rag matters here, whereas I was using a dirty one before. So I'll use the clean edge, you know. Because now we don't want to scratch our chrome wheel up a ton. But there you go. Now there's still going to be that pitting, but it's a lot better than that, right? Big difference, huh? So again, we'll go around the whole thing. Spiffy her up. So this wheel's about where I want her. I'm happy with it. Like I said, I did a bunch of work on it the other day. Today I was just kind of touching stuff up, bringing you guys along to show you what I was at. So, as far as wiping it off goes, I already did that, but just want to let you know, the Neverdol, like I said, is a petroleum-based product. So it's going to leave a residue, no matter how much you wipe it. Your best bet there is get her outside, soap her up, hose her off. So if you got one of them soap cannons, lucky. Soap her up, and pressure wash if you got that. Pressure wash it off. I'll just be using soap mode by hand, just like I did here, and getting her all clean. So, I really like cleaning up my bikes. I really think this is worth it. I like shining up the little things people don't see and making everything as clean as I can get it. Don't look around here and tell me no I don't. I know it's a mess in here. I'm talking about my bikes, alright? I like keeping my bikes, my cars real clean. So, like I said, I got this where I want it, and I'll bring y'all in here and show you what it looks like now. I wish you could have seen it before I started the whole thing. I wish you could have seen the whole bike before. It was a stock 97 Sportster, and it was probably never washed. I don't know if the previous owner knew what a hose was. That's still up in the air. So, in all seriousness, though, it was dirty, and it was just stock and ugly. So, I've done a lot to it, and I'd say right now this bike is about, looks like your standard Harley on the road as far as cleanliness goes. So, nothing crazy, nothing bad. But I like bringing in an extra step, and that's where I'll bring you all along right here. Show you the extra steps we can do, get this thing looking a lot better, alright? She's going to stand out at the bike night. So, let me bring you in here, show you this wheel. So, here's what we got. So, as far as that rotor goes, like I said, it's pretty shiny looking, right? Alright. In here, we got very minimal rust left in there. Like I said, the pits are going to stay. But she is shiny. I can see. I might even have something in my teeth. I might be able to see that. But get it turned over here so the light shines better. The spokes are they're reflective, right? They weren't before. They were gray. So that's nice. Here's some better light. See in there. Like I said, we still have that residue of the Neverdol. It'll come off when I wash her. But I'm not going to be able to wash her today. It's very cold out. I'm not getting my hose out. So I'll do that another day. Leaving this Neverdol on here, not going to hurt anything. It'll turn to that white residue, and it wipes right off with your fingers. So you can leave it on as long as you want. Hose her off for your next bike night, all right? And fellers, don't leave that water in here and make that rust form, okay? If you don't ride your bike after you wash it, which I don't understand, what are you washing it for if you ain't going to ride her? Show her off. But wipe the water out of here before you let it sit after you wash it if you're putting her away. And keep them wheels looking good, alright? Keep them rolling. So, it's the next day now. Yesterday, I called it a day after I got done with the spokes and the wheelbarrow. Well, still got to clean them a little bit. Next day, some of that white residue showing up. But, I'm going to move on to some next pieces of the bike here. I'm going to stick with the front end for now. This is definitely going to turn into a multi-part video. I guess I ramble on from time to time. But, what I'm going to move into now, I'm going to grab my Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. This is a polish I've used a lot on aluminum wheels for vehicles. most recently my F250. Polish up the wheels with these. I'm going to use this here on, for one, I could use it on the fork lowers, but like I said, I'm going to strip those down and sand them first. So right now I'm going to use it down here on the hub, which I've already done a little bit. Polish up the hub as well as the triple tree, which again, I've already done a little bit on it, but after I wipe it off, I let it sit a day, let that haze come back, wipe it again, I can see some spots I'd like to touch up. So bring y'all in here and show you what this stuff can really do. So all this is a paste, and it's separated, I guess, over sitting. But yeah, so I'll take some of the paste, put it on my rag, just get to buffing. So get to work here. So when I did this before, as you can see, it turned my rag black in those spots. That's what this stuff's going to do. It's going to trash your rag. It is what it is. You might be able to wash it out. I honestly haven't tried yet. But as you can see, I've used a lot of this stuff through half a jug, and it's my second one. So, all right. So, as it says on the bottle, I didn't make these rules up. Alright, mothers did. Just go rub it till it starts turning black. Now, if you use the same spot on your rag, I've noticed it's going to stay black. So, use a new spot on the rag, or just buff her till she feels right. So, get in here on some of these spots. Get her looking good. So here's where we're at so far, and like I said, this was rough before. I spent some time on it already. Basically, it was the color of the fork. So you can see the difference between the two sides right now already. This is the side I just touched up here and got it back to where I want it. This side is from last time I did it about a couple days ago. So you can already see that difference just from a little bit more work. And if you notice, you can see a reflection in there. If you go out and look at your bike, fellers, I bet you can't see your reflection in there unless you got you a new rig. Normally it's going to be like that. No reflection. So, move on. I'm going to finish up on this side, but next thing I'll show you guys up here, up on your triple tree, I'm going to try to do that same thing. Same material, it's just aluminum. And again, I've done this already. See if there's any spots I can really see that are bad. Yeah, that one's not too good right there. But we'll shine her up, and you can almost get this aluminum looking like chrome. You can, if you spend some extra time with some sandpaper, wet sand it, and then buff it afterwards, you'll get all those little scratches out. But for now, I'm happy with what I'm doing with the mothers, so let's get on to there. That's all the dab we're going to take right there. Now we're just going to get in here, get to buffing. Now I guess you could get in here with a power buffer if you want, or a buffing pad on a drill, but there's just too many tight nooks and crannies for me to want to do that. So I just do it by hand. I might be able to find a picture of what this triple tree looked like before I started. I know I didn't film the video, but maybe I can find a picture, put it down there in a little picture on the side of the screen, so y'all can really see the difference that this brings around. It is well worth doing. Alright, fellers, I'm going to bring you in here, show you some of the work. First off, down here on the wheel, that rotor just shines. The rim, shoo-wee. Look at that, all that reflection. The triple tree up in here. Yeah, that is some reflection right there. And like I said, you see all those little micro scratches, and there are actually some of that. There you go. Some of that came off. But yeah, some of it is just micro scratches. And they will stay unless you wet sand it. But leaps and bounds better. Yeah. All around. Now the front of this bike is shining. Here's an example, actually, of what it did look like before buffing. Inside the groove. Right there. Inside the groove that I couldn't get in. But I'm going to still try to put a picture up on the screen. So, she is looking a lot better in the front here. So, that's where I'm going to end this video. I don't want to drag on too long, but I'm going to bring out some more videos here of other parts of the bike. I'll bring you in here to the paint. We got a couple scratches I'm going to touch up with some Harley Vivid Black paint with clear, and then buff out the paint. I'm going to get some of the scratches on the chrome. I'm going to try to get rid of some of those, especially the exhaust. Some of them are a little deep. They scare me a little, but I'm going to try my best. There's a couple spots on the frame that paint is chipped. I'm going to de-rust those, and I'm going to coat those, recoat those with paint. You won't be able to tell where they were. I'm really trying to bring this bike back to looking like it's only a handful of years old, rather than the 26 years old it is. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm a new channel starting out, so it'll help me gauge if it's worth filming this to bring you guys this content and some of this knowledge I can share. I enjoy doing it, and I've been told by a lot of people I should do it because I make Snapchat stories, or used to, with all this stuff. So decided I'd try out the video here, and yeah, it takes a little extra time than doing the work by myself. So if it's worth it, I'll keep doing it. If people are liking it, so please like, subscribe. There'll be more to come on the Harley. So if you subscribe, you'll for sure see that pop up in your notifications. And also leave a comment on stuff I could change. You know, help some constructive criticism for me, please. I know there's a lot of things I could do better, so I'd like to see what you guys have to say, whether it's stuff about editing the video, which I've never done before. I hardly know how to work that phone there. But, yeah, let me know, guys. And I'll try to keep some coming on this bike. I got a lot of work to do on it. And I got tons of other projects out here on the ranch, so they'll all be coming if I decide I want to keep filming. Thank you.